Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing Saturday, and I'm so excited to be here with you all and sharing this amazing training. I am super pumped to help coaches, consultants, therapists who are noticing that they want to be enrolling clients in a little bit more easeful, effortless way and get out of the up and down sales and be attracting their soulmate clients. This is for you. So what I'm going to be sharing is, anytime I start talking, my dog shows up. What I'm going to be sharing with you is 3 simple steps to help you really become magnetic to your soulmate client. And I'm going to break it down into 3 different components. So the first part we'll go over is 3 things that you might be doing that you're not even aware of that are repelling sales. And of course, how to shift it. And then 3 ways that you're showing up in your marketing and your videos that is also blocking sales. And again, we're going to work on how to shift that immediately and how to write so that your soulmate client is booking calls with you, can't wait to start working with you. So you really are turning on the magnetism in your writing. And I'm going to share, of course, how to implement all of that, integrate all of that so you can start making sales right away. So I'm going to add my presentation here so you can follow along with me. I do have some notes I'll be looking at as well. And of course, if you have questions, let me know. Okay, make sure it showed up. And if you watch on the replay, of course, I always love hearing from you and hearing your questions and hearing your ahas. So if you catch us on the replay, please let me know as well. Okay, so like I mentioned, at the end of this training, you will know how to become magnetic to your soulmate clients without all the complicated strategies. So again, I'm sure many of you that have been in the coaching, consulting, therapy world know there are so many strategies around client attraction, lead generation, marketing, and it can be super overwhelming. So I'm going to share some of the stories about how I got kind of caught in that little trap and how I got out of it and how you can do the same. So specifically, what I'm sharing is 3 things that are blocking sales and how to shift them immediately. How the way that you're showing up can also be repelling sales and how to turn that around. And third, how to write so that you are magnetic to your soulmate clients. And then I'm going to show you how to integrate all of these shifts so that you are enrolling your soulmate clients right away. Like, you don't have to wait. That doesn't take time. It doesn't have to take time. It can take time if you wanted to, but it doesn't have to. So I'm going to go through each of these. And then while I go through them, of course, I'll share some of my experiences and also share some client stories so you can see how this applies in real time, of course. All right, so 3 things that are blocking sales. So, when I first started my coaching practice, of course, most people when they start a business are super gung-ho, super excited. And I went all in and learning all these different strategies and all about lead generation and email marketing and posting, like social media marketing, all the things. And a lot of the emphasis was on those external things, all those external structures. Not a lot of emphasis was placed on, of course, there was some emphasis on mindset of, most people have that built into their programs, but not a lot of emphasis on the deeper level that I found missing and my clients have found missing. And so when you're, have all your structures in place and you have all your systems and you're excited and you go out there and you're selling, these are 3 things that I have found in my experience and the experience of my clients that are blocking sales. So the first thing is your clients. So you might notice maybe some of your first clients, or even still you might be attracting some clients that just tend to be kind of dragging their feet and maybe a little bit more high maintenance and really starting to get this feeling of you are working harder for their success than they are. And so when you have that feeling of, maybe not always being in that place of joy and energy with the clients that you have and that you're attracting, then there's this subconscious sort of feeling of, not wanting to attract more clients because you don't want to attract more clients that are that same type of, having that same type of pattern, which is that you feel like you're giving more and they're not maybe getting the results, or they're taking much longer, or they're really dragging their feet and not following through on a lot of things that you're requesting of them. And so subconsciously, even though consciously you're telling yourself, gosh, I need more clients, I want to make more sales, subconsciously you don't want more clients because it feels like more of a burden and just more energy you're going to have to give. The second thing that can be blocking sales is your program. So this is similar to the clients in that you might have designed this program. You might have had some guidance on how to design a program, and you put it together and you followed all the structures and you put all these things in there, maybe even put some bonuses in there. And then you go and you're ready and excited to sell it. If that program is not aligned with how you best work, how you best facilitate transformation for your clients, and how you want to live your life, it doesn't matter how amazing, intellectually, logically, consciously you think it is. There's another good subconscious part of you that doesn't want to sell the program. It could be that you have designed, really long sessions. It could be that you designed it to be a really long program. It could be that you don't align with the rate that you're selling it at. It could be too high, it could be too low. But all of these components, when not addressed at a deeper level, are again going to be blocking sales. Of course, and this is the part that I also found was missing in a lot of the programs that I had invested in, and a lot of my clients have said the same thing, is that you don't feel confident in your delivery. So again, you have all the systems in place and you're excited and you're maybe even have had some sales and you're attracting clients, but then the clients come in and you don't feel as confident in that process of guiding them to their desired result. Perhaps you're even using someone else's system for their delivery of how to guide the clients and what to do in each session. And so when your clients are coming to you, you don't feel very effective because it's not your system. And when you're noticing some clients get great results and some don't, it causes even less feeling of confidence in your delivery. And so that, again, subconsciously, you're a little bit nervous about bringing clients in because you want to know they're going to get results. And if you don't feel confident in your delivery and getting them those results, then you're not going to want more clients to come in, even though on a conscious level, of course, you do. So these are three things that I have seen for myself, I have seen from my clients that are blocking sales. And I'm going to share with you how to turn that around and share a client story of what that looked like. So the first part, how you are attracting clients that are really high maintenance or not following through on a lot of the things that you're suggesting. And it just feels like you're working much harder than they are for their success. A lot of time is what's happening here is you have been taught, and a lot of coaches do teach this, is that you are marketing to like a dream client, ideal client avatar, this sort of made up person. And so you don't deeply connect with that person. You don't resonate with them and where they are and what they want. It's more broad in general. When you turn this into speaking only to your soulmate client, and your soulmate client is an earlier version of you, it changes everything because you know intimately what your soulmate client went through, exactly what they're thinking, how they're feeling, what they think the answer is, all the things that they've done to try to solve their issue. You know why it didn't work. And since you're further ahead, you know what it will take in order for it to work. And so that feeling of intimacy, of vulnerability, and of a deep, sort of heart and soul connection makes you completely magnetic because you know them in a way that no one else does. The second part in regards to your program is starting with, having really clear boundaries and really high standards. So you're designing your business around your life instead of your life around your business. So you decide, and this goes into the third part, the transformational journey, how long the person your ideal client, your ideal client, your soulmate client, how long is the best amount of time for them and for you to work together? How long are the sessions? What is the rate that aligns with you and aligns with your soulmate client? So you're designing your program, again, from a deeper soul connection so that you're excited to sell. You're not like, oh gosh, I don't want to do, long sessions, or I don't want to do a 6-month program, whatever you might have thought you had to do. And you're really designing it from, again, how you best serve, what lights you up, what gives you energy, and what, of course, your soulmate client deeply desires. And then the third part, which is related to your delivery, is becoming really clear. And this is the work I do with my clients. What is that transformational journey that you guide your clients on? And what is the result that you guide them to? And how specifically do you do that? So that you become 100% confident in exactly how you guide your clients, why you guide them that way, and what the tangible and intangible outcomes are for that client. So when you do this, of course, that changes how you are putting your message out there, because now you're excited and you're confident. And of course you want clients to come in because you know who the client is and how amazing they will be to work with. Your program is amazing and it supports the life that you desire. And your transformational journey is amazing and your clients will get results, and what results they will get and how long it will take them to get that. So of course you're excited to sell. So it changes. So no longer are you blocking sales. Now you are magnetic, not just to sales, but to sales to your soulmate client. So a story about this, one of my clients came to me and she had, a lot of these things going on where she had even just kind of put her business sort of on hold because she had just really lost a lot of the joy in her business because she was applying all the strategies and doing all the copywriting courses and doing all the things that she thought she had to do. And it completely disconnected her from, what she was meant to be doing. And so when we got deeper into who she was meant to serve, how she wanted to design that transformational journey, and what that transformational journey led to, we designed in our first session a totally revised program, because she was really not wanting to do, she had this idea in her head that she had to do a 90-day program. She had to meet with clients every week, and it just felt really heavy for her because she had a family and she had, a full, social life, and she wanted her business to be something that was exciting and gave her energy, not something that she dreaded. So when we designed her program in a way that matched how she best worked, how she was more effective in her work, and that would lead to the results that her clients desired, and specifically for the clients that she knew she was meant to work with, which are her soulmate clients. After designing that program, she did a video. From that video, she had 3 people reach out, 1 person jump on the phone right away and enroll in her program that we had just designed right away. And this was after many, many months of nothing because she was, again, like I talked about, she was repelling. She didn't really want, intellectually she wanted sales. Emotionally and energetically, she really didn't. So when we changed it, so she was selling to her soulmate client into a program she loved and on a journey that she was confident in delivering the results for, then she sold right away. Any questions? So that's how powerful this is, my friends. Okay, so the second part, also related to repelling sales, is how you're showing up and how that might be repelling sales. So, a lot of us who have been through any course, any program, worked with any coaches, there's a lot of pressure on how you are meant to show up. So that's also what you're meant to say when you show up, right? So you might show up and be saying something that everyone else is saying. And when you're saying what everyone else is saying, of course, you just get scrolled over, you get ignored, you're not standing out, because there's also, this relates to point 2, a little bit of distrust in, can you really take a bold stand? Can you really, stake your claim and stand out and say something that's more polarizing? And when you don't feel confident about being able to do that, that distrust in yourself comes through in your marketing. So even if you do say what you think is amazing on an intellectual level, that deep distrust is coming through non-verbally in your marketing, so that your clients who are reading your marketing don't trust you either, and so they're less likely to reach out to you. The other part is, of course, there's a lot of pressure to have to look a certain way, to have a beautiful background, or be, dressed in nice clothes, or have, some sort of luxury items or name brands all around. Or, I had a coach that told me I had to look professional. So, I did a video, I'm wearing a t-shirt now. I did a video once that I thought was amazing and powerful, and I was wearing a t-shirt, and he immediately asked what I was thinking to have done a video in a t-shirt, because his idea was that I needed to show up in a suit. And I had, my previous career had worn suits, and part of, my desire to work in a way that I loved was not to have to wear a suit. But when you think you have to look a certain way, when you are online showing up, that sense of disconnection, and it's like an incongruency, comes through. So even if you're saying something amazing, there's this disconnect. And so what you're saying isn't coming through to your soulmate clients. And so again, you're repelling them, even if what you're saying is amazing. The other part here, going back again, circling back to point one, is when you're saying what everyone else is saying, part of this also is being really general in your marketing. When I was first doing my business, I'm guilty of doing this. I was talking a lot about clarity and confidence, and everyone's talking about clarity and confidence. And what does that even mean? And that isn't actually what people want. They want the result of the clarity and confidence. But I was just selling the clarity and confidence. And that is so broad and general, and not even addressing what that really meant and who is actually for. So of course people were just like, nice idea, right? So how you can turn this around so that you're not repelling sales and becoming magnetic instead is to really slow down and come back to, why are you doing this in the first place? What is the point? There's many, many jobs you could take, and I'm sure you have many, many skills you could use. Why is coaching the thing that you desire to do? And go, you've probably heard this, go 7 layers deep. So for me, it's, the first layer would be to help, female entrepreneurs, therapists, coaches, consultants, really design their business from their purpose. And in doing so, they're really changing, their dynamic and how they live, and how they interact with their partner, how they interact with their kids, how they interact with their clients. They're really changing their relationship with all of those out there, changing their relationship with their money, with visibility. And by doing that, what happens is they're showing up in a very different way. And when they're showing up in a very different way, they're also showing what's possible for others. And when others start to see it's possible to live in a very different way, it's possible to be in relationships in a very different way, then we start to shift even deeper structures. So we go from the relationship to even societal systems, to cultural systems, to familial systems. We start to really change, consciousness at a deeper level, which of course that changes how relationships are across the board, meaning, how political systems, how educational systems, financial systems. I mean, that's the deeper thing here, is really changing how we are in life with each other. So we can ultimately change this, divisive, very power hungry dynamic to a place of, you can do what you can do, you can do what you can do. And we're all doing things that no one else can do. And there is no competition, because even if you're doing the exact thing as someone else, you're doing it in a very different way. And every way is needed. So go deep into your purpose. So when you speak from that in your marketing, you stand out, because you're not saying what anyone else is saying, because your purpose is unique to you. The other way to turn this around is to go deeper. This is what I do with my clients too, into your unique gifts and genius, and to really discover where they came from, how they impact what you do with your clients in a way that no one else does. So you also show up with more confidence, because you see that what you know is possible for your clients and how you can guide them there is in a way that no one else can. And so again, you start to remove the sense of that you have to be in competition with anyone. You remove feeling like a fraud or an imposter, because you know that the way that you do what you do, even if it's similar to someone else, no one else can do it because no one else has your unique gifts and genius. And then the third part of this is the unscripted mask. So that is getting rid of, how you think you should show up. And the work that I do with my clients is really guiding them deep to uncover those unique traits that come from your unique upbringing, some of the challenges that you faced, and how it really shaped your personality and perspective, and letting that come through. So that if you're naturally, more funny or more goofy, that's coming through versus thinking you have to be really serious. Or if you're more analytical, letting that come through, but really understanding at a deeper level what those unique traits are and seeing how it is those unique traits that are attractive and magnetic to your soulmate client. So client story around this is one of my clients came to me just, again, sort of in that place of frustration and wanting to really serve her clients in a different way, and had been in a bit of a dry spell. And really where we had to go deeper with her was she was following someone else's process and not really having that connection to how she guided her clients and how that was actually coming from her unique gifts and traits, instead of feeling like she had to follow someone else's system. So it was really helping her break down her process and see how it came from her. And when she was able to put more of her gifts and genius into her process, then it wasn't this thing that she was just having to go through because she had learned a specific process in a coaching program. And when we took it all apart and really saw what it was that she did that no one else could do and how powerful it was for her clients, a client that had been kind of hanging around in her world but not taking action reached out to her, booked a call, and bought into her 30-day program on the call, paid cash. So she didn't even have to do the marketing. It was changing internally what she knew she could do. And that shift magnified what she did and magnetized a client who'd been hanging around to reach out and take action and enroll in her practice. Okay, let me know if you have questions. All right. Okay, this last part is we're going to, again, start with what not to do. So when you are noticing that your marketing is, hit or miss, and sometimes it's crickets, and sometimes you get a lot of engagement, and sometimes you get people reaching out, and sometimes you don't. Where this is coming from is, there are so many copywriting courses, there's so many marketing courses out there, and a lot of coaches teach a specific formula, a specific template to follow, because of course, when you are running your own business, we all have, it's normal, a desire for certainty. We want to know, if I write in this way, it's going to give me this result, right? But when you're using templates and formulas, you're disconnecting from your unique genius, your soulmate client. You know what your soulmate client wants. When using a template and formula, you're putting this kind of barrier between you and your soulmate client. And you're coming from a place of logic. So you're disconnecting from your heart. So you're not actually even energetically able to draw that soulmate client in. When you're writing, I talked about this a little bit already, when you're speaking really generally, or you're speaking to a dream client or audio client avatar, like I had a coach who told me, talk to Sally. And I'm like, well, I don't know who Sally is. I don't really know what Sally wants. I don't really know what she's afraid of. I don't really know what she thinks. Like, who the hell is Sally? But that was her guidance, was to talk to Sally. What would Sally think? And it didn't work because, again, it was disconnected from me and from my soulmate client and what my soulmate client wanted and what she thought and what she felt and what she was struggling with and all the things she had done that hadn't worked. So, of course, whoever that Sally person was, she wasn't even excited. And then the other part is when you're writing at a very surface level. And this is another sort of a form of protection, which again is normal, that you want to kind of stay safe. You don't want to, be too, polarizing or controversial. You don't want to ruffle too many feathers. And so you kind of stay at the surface. And you also, there's a part of us that wants to, put on a certain sort of face. And so you don't often want to share that deeper story about your journey and what it took and the struggles that you went through and all that stuff that you'd rather just forget. But staying at the surface is another way that clients just scroll right past because they've seen it before, they've heard it before, everyone's saying it, and it's not different and unique, and it's nothing that's, going to grab their attention. So how to turn this around? So you are magnetic. First of all, most important is to forgive, all the programs you've been in, all the things that you've done that didn't work, all the, stuff that you told yourself that wasn't supportive, and really come from a place before you start writing, do this, of unconditional love for you, your path, and all the things that you had to go through to be where you are now. And then, and only then, speak directly to your soulmate client's thoughts, fears, and desires. And these three go together. As you're doing that, go really deep. Be willing to be vulnerable. And this doesn't mean just airing your dirty laundry in like reality TV, but it's going to that place where your soulmate client is like they're sitting across from you and they're telling you, what they've experienced and the pain that they've been through and the frustration and, wanting to give up and thinking they're cursed and thinking something's wrong with them and wondering if they should just go get a job and feeling, shame about all the debt that they've accrued and feeling shame about being in a dry spell, all those things that are coming up, being willing to share them and, where they came from and what you thought you needed to do to get out of it, and maybe how that led you to not get out of it. Maybe it led you to continue to stay in that pattern, and what it took to get you out of it. And what is it that you're really actually working towards? And what is that bigger desire and vision and purpose? And the deeper you can get, the more vulnerable you can get, and the bolder you can get, that you're willing to be polarizing, you're willing to be controversial, you're willing to take a stand, you're willing to be disruptive. That is what's going to make your soulmate client stop, pay attention, and book a call with you. So a story about this, actually from my own experience, is, I had been following the templates and really, was obsessed with trying to figure out how to write a certain way. Even though I had been writing my whole life and was, pretty confident in my writing, I still felt like I needed to follow a certain formula. So I was following a certain formula and not seeing a lot of interaction, engagement. No one was really reaching out. When I really connected, to what my soulmate client had experienced, what she had thought and how it made her feel about herself, and like where her deeper, fear was and what her desire was for how she wanted to live her life. And I wrote from that place and got really deep and vulnerable. And I didn't even write about business. It was a relationship story. That post like blew up. Had so many people comment and like. And that post led to a woman reach out to me, enroll in my 60-day program from that post. So it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like formulaic. It wasn't a template. It wasn't talking about sales. It wasn't talking about numbers. It was speaking to her heart and soul and what she truly desired, because she was my soulmate client. So I knew what she desired. So of course that led to her reaching out, booking a call, and enrolling in my 60-day program, just like that. So you have to know your soulmate client. And of course, there are parts of your soulmate client that are going to want to hear about numbers, who other parts of your soulmate client are going to want to hear about relationships. Others parts of your soulmate client are going to want to hear about, how you design your day. So knowing that you don't have to be, like I had another coach that was like, you have to always write about sales and always write about numbers. And well, knowing my soulmate client, yeah, of course, she wants numbers and she wants sales, but she wants more than that, way more than that. And so being able to, again, speak to that and be willing to break the pattern and really be able to tune into what your soulmate client wants to hear. So how do you integrate all of this so that this becomes how you are? This is integrated into who you are. So my process that I guide my clients through, my transformational journey, is quantum vision. And so how this looks is we go deep into who you are meant to serve, how you are meant to serve them, and to what are you meant to serve them. So what is their results, their outcome? So we go deep into identifying your unique gifts and skills and see where they came from and your unique traits, and see how that connects to how you guide your clients. So you start to see yourself, your business, your clients, your process from a very, what I call, quantum vision. With quantum eyes, you see from a very different perspective. And this is what happens with my clients. Once they start to see themselves differently, the next part is then they are seen differently. So that's why people reach out, even though they have been around and never reached out before. Once then you are seen differently and people reach out and they enroll in your program, the next part is you serve them at such a powerful level because, of course, you designed your transformational journey for them. They get amazing results. That feeds into, now you start to see yourself differently at an even higher level, which of course changes how you are seen, which of course then allows you to serve at a different level. So it keeps repeating. So you can see the picture, I think it's on my right, it's probably on your left. So the quantum vision to the unscripted mask to the inspired intuitive writing. That's the see, be seen, and serve. And what that looks like, I already talked about a little bit, but if you want to look at it from in writing, if you're watching this on the replay, you can pause here and read this. So seeing yourself from a different level and refining your program, your process, and your offer. So it is exactly what your soulmate client wants to buy right now, where she is. Then uncovering those unique gifts and traits that wire you to sell and excel effortlessly in the way that only you can, so that you are seen as the only coach or mentor for your soulmate clients. And then being able to articulate that and convey that, so you are speaking directly to the heart, mind, and spirit of your soulmate client without any templates or formulas. So it's inspired, intuitive writing, and that makes your message magnetic and gets those soulmate clients, your soulmate client, to reach out, to book a call, to enroll in your program. So when you do all of this, what happens is you transform your relationship with your desires, with money, with visibility, with your business, with everything. I mean, everything, just your standards change, your boundaries change, everything changes. Of course, your business changes. So if you are interested, I have a 60-day business expansion program, and I am offering for a short time. This came to me. Of course, you always listen to your inspiration and intuition, to offer a business audit and business growth session. So what this looks like is we would get together. I would send you a questionnaire beforehand so we could dive in deep and quickly and effectively to really audit what's going on with your business and your sales and your marketing, and design a plan just for you so that you become magnetic to your soulmate clients. We meet again a week later to refine and see what we need to tweak. And if at that time you decide, yeah, actually, I'm ready to go into your 60-day program, you can use that investment for the business audit towards the 60-day program. So it's kind of a nice way to start to get some traction, some momentum going, and then step in and get a deeper. Of course, we want to go much further and evolve and expand and elevate much higher after that. And of course, if you decide that that business audit is all you need for now and you want to hold off, there's no pressure, of course, to enroll in the 60-day program. But the offer is, if you enroll in the 60-day program within a week of our completion of our business audit, then you can use that business audit as your part of your investment for the 60-day program. If you decide to invest in a 60-day program at a later date, then you just invest at a later date. But it's a nice little bonus if you decide within a week of our work together, you would like that, then it's already added into your investment for the 60-day program. So what the business audit looks like is we do a deep questionnaire before we even start. So you already are starting to get some transformation before we even start to go really deep into your program and process and client. We spend 90 minutes together to design your business growth plan, client attraction plan. Then you have a week of implementation where we're connected through Voxer. And then we meet for half an hour at the end of that to see what we need to refine and adjust. And if at that time you decide, yeah, I'm ready, I want more support, then you can enroll into my 60-day program. So I've done this already with one of my clients, and in that, we did our business audit, business growth plan. Within, I think hers was 48 hours, she had turned around and 10 times her investment. So it is powerful. And that's why I decided to offer it, is that sometimes we're not always ready to get into a longer program. And I know for me, I would have loved to have had this, which of course is why I designed it. I would have loved to have had this as, help me see something, help me change something, and then let me, go and play and implement. And then I'll feel more confident in coming back and getting more support. Because sometimes for me, that's what I would have wanted, which is, again, that's why I designed it. We want a little bit of experience before we go into the deeper experience. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I will put a link. And how the link works is you'll be asked for payment. Once you make your payment, you'll be sent to my calendar. And from the calendar, you'll be sent the questionnaire, which needs to be completed before our session, 24 hours before. And the investment for this business audit is $9.97. So it's now 2 o'clock on a Saturday. If you decide you want this, and you invest and schedule before midnight on Sunday, it is $7.97. So you get a $200 bonus. So of course we want fast action decision makers. So when you decide this is for you and you don't want to mess around, and you're willing to take that risk on yourself and that investment in yourself, and what I call put your money on you and take a chance on you because you are worth it, then it'll be set $7.97. After Sunday at midnight, it'll go back up to $9.97. So if you invest before then, it's already at $7.97. It'll change at midnight on Sunday. If you would like just to have a conversation about my 60-day program, and you decide on our call that you want to do the business audit first and then do the 60-day, that's also an option. My 60-day program is $7K. So if you'd like to do the $7.97 first and then the remainder, we can also do that. There's lots of options. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Also put a link just to have a call with me if you want to decide which is the right one for you. We can also do that. All right, let me know if you have questions. And of course, let me know which of these stood out the most for you and what you are noticing that you are ready to shift after hearing this presentation. All right, cool. All right, friends. Yay, talk to you soon. Hope to see you in my calendar. All right, talk to you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Bye.